There are so many lies that have followed this National Assembly approval of the state of emergency in Rivers State. So many lies. Stemming from the reason that President Tinubu gave for declaring that state of emergency, to the reasons that have been given by the National Assembly for approving it, the arguments that people are making in support of it. There are so many lies, and I just want to draw attention to a few of them. Many of the supporters of Tinubu, and indeed Tinubu himself, said it in his proclamation speech, that there were bombing of pipelines and Fubara did nothing about it. Last time I checked, is it the responsibility of a state governor to protect the pipeline infrastructure? The security of the pipelines, and indeed security of Nigeria, is in the exclusive legislative list. That falls squarely at the feet or on the table of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria. And who is that? Is it Fubara? It is not. It is Tinubu. So if there was an explosion on a pipeline, the person to blame, should it be Fubara or Tinubu? So if it is Tinubu, why would Tinubu now use that as an excuse to suspend Fubara? These are questions for us to ask. See, we are not trying to defend Fubara. I am not trying to defend Fubara. I've said this many times and I'll still continue to say it. We must have a country where the rule of law takes precedence. The rule of law is respected by all. The concept of the rule of law is that not even the president is above the law. And this is what all of us must fight to defend. If in respecting the rule of law, Fubara is found to have erred, take legal means to address it. I'm not holding proof for Fubara. This is an affront on our democracy. You have had your way, but we will continue to have our say. What the president did, the excuse he gave, is a lie. Let's not even go into whether or not the president had the same argument that we are making now in 2013 when it was the time of Jonathan. Let's not even forget that. But that notwithstanding, by the rules, by the constitution, by the tenets of democracy that the president claims he defends, he told a lie. He told a lie. And then the National Assembly went on to tell another lie to cover him up. And this is why this is such a big shame. The Senate President, the Speaker, engaged in voice votes. Is this constitutional? It is not. And they also were laying claim to the excuse that, there was a threat to the nation's main source of income, which is crude oil. If there was a threat to the nation's main source of income, which is crude oil, does it mean that the National Assembly has forgotten that the security of the pipelines is the exclusive responsibility of the president? Have they forgotten? I am sure they have not. But because they have ganged up, they have done what they want to do. Some people are talking about $25,000 changing hands and all that. I think it's way more than that. But the truth must be told. The National Assembly, the Senate President, the Speaker, they lied. They all lied. And Nigerians are watching. Yes, they can have their way. They may have manipulated their rules, but we know they lied. And here is where things even become much more dangerous. They flouted the Constitution of Nigeria. when the Constitution spelled out a 2/3 majority vote, it was not voice vote. It was not voice vote. It was a single individual vote, so that you can ascertain who voted for what. Right now, how do we ascertain who voted for what? How do we even know that they formed quorum in the Senate and in the House of Reps? And this is where I fault opposition lawmakers. I fault them. I know many of you are trying to make a case for Seriake Dickson, for Ugochinyere, and all that. I still fault them. It's either they deliberately colluded or they are extremely unsmart and ignorant. I fault them. The opposition failed democracy. Opposition failed Nigerians. I don't so much as blame Tinubu or APC. I don't. It is the opposition that failed us. How? Oh, somebody argued and said Seriake Dickson, he was shouting in the closed session, and in that closed session, there was heated argument. Excuse me. It's not about shouting, no. They call something filibuster. It applies to our own rules here in Nigerian Senate and in the House of Representatives. It's about smart and intelligent argument. I don't need an Ugochinyere to shout. Even the Labour House of Rep member that was calling for, what is it called? That was calling for the attendance to be made available. Look, you follow these things strategically. Just like they came at you strategically. I'm talking about the APC and the Speaker and the Senate President. They came strategically. You follow them strategically. It's not about shouting. When you shout, you scatter things. So what could they have done? You wait. You ask for the attendance sheet to be passed. The Speaker smartly said what? Don't worry, the sheet is being passed round. When we finish, what will happen? We will present it. Then you wait. And if they are trying to do that voice vote, at the point where the Speaker was trying to do that voice vote, all the opposition lawmakers were entitled to a point of order. They were entitled to it. I didn't hear any point of order at that point in time, that particular point in time. If they have done their point of order at that point, they would have been heard, and they would have requested to split the Senate. It is the right of every member of the National Assembly to be heard when they request to split the Senate or split the House of Rep on any particular issue. It is their right. Somehow, deliberately or unknowingly, the opposition lawmakers gave up that right and allowed an illegality to pass. I feel that they deliberately did it so they can have something to hide behind. That's what I feel. I don't want to accept that the lawmakers, the opposition lawmakers, did not know that they have a right to divide the Senate, to divide the House of Representatives. I don't want to believe that. They knew it. And that's why I said they gave us a show. I might be wrong, but I feel strongly about that. Even that Labour Party lawmaker, it gave me a lot of hope when it started, when he was insisting on the attendance sheet being made available, on whether or not quorum has been formed. I was very, very hopeful. But when they were doing that final voice vote, I didn't hear him raise a point of order. It is at the point of the Speaker or the Senate President calling for that, putting the question, at the point of the Senate President putting the question, or the Speaker putting the question to the House to raise that voice vote, that is the point where they are supposed to raise a point of order. Raise or cite the particular order and split the Senate or split the House of Rep, insisting that they do individual votes. But the opposition lawmakers didn't do that. Let's stop making excuses. These people are smart. They are smart. They are intelligent. I have heard them speak. They know what they are doing. It was not a mistake. It was not the smartness of APC or the Senate President or Tinubu or Speaker Abbas. It was not their smartness. It was the collusion of opposition. And I stand to be corrected. I stand to be corrected. It was the collusion of the opposition. The opposition fell and collapsed like a pack of cards. And we Nigerians have to deal with that. And that is why I say it all comes down to weak political parties. All of these things would have not come to being if we had a strong PDP. If we had a strong PDP, it wouldn't have happened. If we had a strong Labour Party has about 35 House of Reps member. 35. I only heard one. Where are the others? PDP has 118 House of Reps member. I only heard Ugochinyere. Where are the others? You have NMPP, you have SDP. Where were their lawmakers? Were they not intelligent enough to know that they have the right to split the Senate or split the House of Rep? They didn't know. Don't let anybody try to fool anybody. There's a collusion. Them collude. Them collude. All of you opposition lawmakers, you colluded. You tried to give us a show and we were falling for it in the beginning, but right now it is clear. You colluded. If you didn't, come and show workings. Come and show evidence that you didn't. Come and tell Nigerians that you didn't know that you have a right as a lawmaker to split the Senate or to split the House of Rep and force the House of Rep to obey its own rules and do individual votes. We need to call a spade a spade. All of these are because Atiku has come out to give a speech. Peter Obi has come out to give a speech. Everybody has come out to give a speech. And then I laugh in my mind. Atiku is supposed to be the leader of PDP. So Atiku could not call a caucus meeting. The leadership of PDP, the PDP chairman could not call a caucus meeting and cause their lawmakers to fall in line, to present a position. They couldn't do that. Peter Obi could not do that for Labour Party, that he single-handedly provided his shoulders for them to ride on, to become lawmakers. He couldn't do that. And then you're now coming to present a press conference. I have said it. If Peter Obi does not start a political party, 2027 is a waste of time. You should forget it. If Peter Obi is going to run on any political party platform in 2027 without starting his own, it is a waste of